Are you serious? Oh my God.
July 14th today. Me and Brennan are out on some public this morning down in Iowa. I drew an Iowa tag this year and wanted to do something a little bit different. Last time I was down here 4 years ago, Brennan kind of set me up on a handful of his private land properties he could hunt. Shot a nice buck with him there, but kind of wanted to do a do-it-yourself hunt this time around. So we're out in the timber in Iowa here this morning on some public. We're in a spot this morning here. It's kind of way back. We were probably, I don't know, a mile from the trailhead. But it's a ridge top here that narrows down to a finger, and we got ditches on both sides. And basically all the trails here just meeting in one spot. We got tree setups kind of for any wind direction down here. Pretty good access coming in across the other ditch and up into the end of this point. We got a handful of other spots here this morning we're gonna check out too. But I'm excited. This looks very promising.
Other than going in there in the morning, you're gonna blow that field, but I don't think a bean field's gonna be where most of the deer are at anyway in October.
Let's pin this one right here. I mean, like south, there's like 4 trees here you could get in, but it's pretty much down to that one right there.
Dropping pins. See how it comes up that fence, then wraps around that corn. They planted some crops back in some fields that haven't been cropped in at least 7 or 8 years. That's pretty exciting. Should be a lot of deer in here this year.
Had a pretty awesome night here in the beans, out on the public. We got a lot done this trip. Got probably 8 or 10 spots marked on base map for me to start at here this fall. We still got probably another 20, 30 minutes of visibility here, but we're gonna actually head out. We got a really nasty storm coming. It was a pretty good trip down here. We learned a lot, and I think we got at least a good starting point for the fall. There's gonna be a chilly one out this morning. Just getting bundled up. We got quite a walk in. We're good. I'd like to tell you we had a nice, easy walk in here this morning, and we got in nice and clean. Made no noise, but I'd be lying to you. We had some issues with the stands getting set up this morning, and we made a little bit of noise getting in here, but I think we're far enough back in here from the food that I think we'll be okay. I don't expect much movement back here until once like mid-morning rolls around, but it's October 26th today. Things are just starting to kick off here in Iowa, I think. This is really good cold snap, really first snow of the year down here. We'll see. We got 4 or 5 days hunting here. Today and tomorrow look like our best 2 days, so we're gonna give everything we got right out of the gate. Seen 3 does and 2 fawns just probably in the first hour. No bucks yet, but with that many deer coming up the where I was aiming. The shot was good where the vitals were, but he moved so much. Towards me, it looks like the arrow just glanced off the side of him. I don't think I even got penetration. We'll go probably look at the arrow down here in a little bit, but definitely didn't do anything to that deer. Sucks. Not a good start. It's 10:30 right now. Things kind of slowed down here the last hour and a half. Had a little buck come through probably about a half hour, 45 minutes ago. We had a few fawns come off the hill. Something spooked them. I think there were some turkeys up there that were kind of getting them riled up. But kind of licking my wounds right now on the golden opportunity I had this morning. But I think after seeing what these deer are doing, how they're using this, we're going to kind of reposition. We're going to move this set about 30 yards closer to the ditch here to the right of me. I think it'll just lay out better for how these deer approach this. Gotta get the confidence back. I just got back in the tree for the afternoon. We're just a little ways off of a standing cornfield. Down below us we have a pond. Anything that comes through here, I mean, it should be 20 yards or inside. We got a couple ideas for the morning. Tomorrow's supposed to be a really good day. It looks like the sun's kind of starting to peek out. So hopefully that'll maybe get these deer up and moving this afternoon. It's been cold all day. I don't think it's got above like 25, 26 degrees all day. I was just about to say, oh, I'm done with this spot. But those deer just worked in perfect. Just need a big buck to do that. Gives me a little confidence to come back here though. It's 11 o'clock right now. I think we're gonna wrap it up for the morning. It was kind of slower than what we were expecting. We had a couple does and fawns about around 9:30 make their way through here. Thought we'd have seen some bucks cruising this ridge this morning, but it's just been kind of a ghost town, which surprises me. I mean, it looks awesome up here. I really don't know what to think of it. These deer should have been moving this morning. I don't know where the bucks are hanging. They're in you. We're just not seeing them. There's the other one. We just had a doe and a fawn come through right after, hit the horns. They just kind of worked up the side of the hill here. That's been pretty much the extent of our morning. We're gonna get out of here. It's 10 o'clock right now. I think the plan is actually we might hunt one of Brennan's farms tonight. We gotta hit the road right after hunting. And then hunting some of this public kind of gets to be pretty late by the time we get out of here. So we're gonna try one of his farms that we can get in and get out and get on the road quick here this afternoon. Just got back down to Iowa. Second trip down here this fall. It's been warm here the last week. We actually pushed back this trip a few days because it was mid 70s, upper 70s here the last 6-7 days. But we're gonna get in the stand tonight. It's warmer tonight. They're calling rain after dark. But we're thinking we might get lucky tonight. Rut's still going. But otherwise, the next few days look pretty promising. Rain ended up holding off, but they're calling right after dark here. We're supposed to get some precipitation for tonight. Temps are gonna drop starting tonight, and thinking that's all we need to get these deer up and finally start doing their thing.
They're not really in a spot right now where you can make a move.
Not until they get in that ditch.
What's going on, B?
Well, we opened the windows. It's been raining all morning, storming, and got a doe. It's got a buck locked on her right, I don't know, 250 yards from the cabin here. So, Mike might put a stock on him.
After breakfast.
Big 8-pointer.
Is he 8? I thought I
Yeah, he's an 8. He's turned around now. Dude, that's a big deer.
JP and I are the spotters from camp. Mike and Dylan are making a move on this deer. He's locked on a doe down here. We lost sight of him down in this ditch. But just watching these guys, they must have eyes on them.
Had an interesting fiasco this morning after a buck right out the shack window. Kind of chased him around for a little bit here with the doe. Unfortunately, couldn't make it quite work out, but got us up and moving this morning. Rain's starting to slowly clear out, so we gotta get in a tree. It's almost 12 o'clock. We left camp at about 10, I want to say. The last 2 hours have been just insane. We got in here. Didn't even get the first strap on the tree to start hanging the set. And we had just a stud buck come off the other hillside, come past us at about 45, 50 yards. He dropped down in the ditch, and I thought he was gonna actually come up right in our face at about 20 yards. He ended up taking the other side up, just out of bow range. He went up into the cedars to the west of us here, but we've had him and 3 other bucks come through before we actually got set up now. This weather's, I mean, it's raining right now, but it's supposed to break here. When it did break here about an hour ago, it got crazy. So they are calling for this to clear out, and then the wind's supposed to pick up, unfortunately. But these deer have been kind of locked down all night, so I would think something's gonna break loose here today. We got probably about 15-20 minutes left of shooting. It's been a pretty action-packed day for it being overcast, windy, rainy. We're both freezing in the tree. I think we've seen, though, I don't know, at least 8 different bucks. Probably 3 for sure shooters. We just had a solid 8-pointer come through not too long ago, jump the fence uphill from us. We had a bunch of little bucks come underneath us. All the big ones that we seen just were kind of just out of sight. Didn't come working through. But some of these bucks that did come through definitely gives us confidence that we're in a good spot here. I think the plan is we're gonna come back in here in the morning, see what we see, and then depending on what we see for movement through here, we might end up moving this set too. I don't know if there's a better spot yet for this, but I feel pretty confident where we are. We're back in the same tree we sat in yesterday. A lot different conditions this morning. It's calm, clear skies. It's cool out. Got frost on the ground. It's fixing to be a good day, I think, today. I'd imagine these deer are running pretty hard all night. Yesterday it was hot in here. Today, not so much. I think I only seen 2 bucks all day. Biggest one was a probably 80-90 inch 8-point. Seen a few does. Got a feeling they were probably the same ones coming in and out all day. Don't know where any of our big ones went today. Just the deer weren't cruising. Don't know what the hell's going on here. Had a few bucks already in this morning. One looked like a 2-year-old 8-pointer. Came through perfect at first, cruising. And then another solid 3-year-old 9-pointer. So it's been a pretty productive morning so far. That's our 4th buck we've seen just now. They're moving. Nice frosty morning, clear skies, calm. We're off to a good start already tonight. We weren't even set up in the tree, and we had a freaking jumbo come through, dogging a doe just on the other side, about 100 yards away. They ran out in that green field, came back around, went back up in the timber on the other side. We had 2 other bucks come through that bottom since then, so she must be ripe. But it's a good sign. We're sitting cut cornfield. Other side of the river's got the major timber source here. We put a decoy out this afternoon in hopes that one of these big ones is gonna come strolling across the creek. Check out old Bucky Kite down there, and we can send one at him. But it's a good sign. Bucks are rolling. Seen 3 come through so far. Hopefully this wind dies down. It's supposed to shift a little bit more north as the evening goes on, so that'll get better for us also. About 10-15 minutes ago, we had 2 does and a fawn come out on the green field across the river, and a shooter 8-pointer stepped out right behind him. Was kind of just feeding out in the green field, so we decided to hit the horns, and he looked pretty intrigued to come in for a little while, and then all of a sudden we had some deer on the other side of the river here in the timber, closer to us, that they didn't like it. They boogered, went up in the woods, and he just followed up with them. It's kind of looking like it's going to come down to the last day unless something happens here, unless we get a miracle in the next 10-15 minutes.
We are just making some camper special veni in the electric fryer. Chopped up some tates, some onions, and throw some venison in there. Mix it all up. Should be dang.
We had a pretty awesome morning this morning. Seen 3 shooter bucks, a few does, 1 fawn. Just kind of the story of how my season's been down here, that we're seeing bucks, they're just skirting us. What we're gonna do is we're gonna get down, pull a set here. We're gonna kind of move some stuff around and then try a different spot here to the east for the afternoon. This is a pretty cool spot. Just everything kind of funnels down here. Just gotta hope to catch a buck cruising. They've been cruising hard this morning. Just need one to finally close the deal on us. It's November 23rd this morning. Had a few days here, so we decided to come back down to Iowa. We're sitting at ridge top here where me and Dylan actually sat the last night that we were here on our trip last time. We seen a good buck here with a few does, just couldn't get them to come through the top here. But what we got here is basically got 3 or 4 trails that just cruises top of this ridge. Hopefully we can run into one. Scent checking this ridge, or we're going to hit up this bedding area to the west of us here this morning. I can hear something over here coming up the ridge. He's toast. Oh, you just look back at the footage. Shot looks good. He kind of dropped on the shot and quartered more away. Looks like the arrow went in a little back. I wouldn't say terribly far, but still how he's acting, I'm pretty convinced it's gonna be liver shot and probably caught one of the lungs. So we're just gonna give him time. I mean, we got all day. Got a little bit of blood here. I'm pretty sure that's my buck laying down in the bottom of the valley. Man, it's been a tough season. We've been getting our butt whooped down here. Been seeing good bucks, just haven't had opportunities. We're gonna have a fun time getting them out of here. But thank you, Gunner, for coming along. Got to thank Brennan for showing me the spots down here. And we knew eventually something was gonna happen, and sure enough, today was the day.